Oh, hello. um, nice to see everybody. I thought today I'm going to do some baking. I'm going to bake. There's my mum's recipe. Geordie Brae Bread, and in fact, I've used this recipe before. It's one of my favourite, and I'm baking, so I just thought I might as well bake with you. Now, if I had lots of hair, I'd have to put on my chef's hat. Not very good at this bit because it's a bit too small now. It's been in the wash too often. And there we are. I put this chef's hat on, and in the realm of Blue Peter, I've already soaked, which you need to do. We have 12 ounces of dried fruit. I don't know whether you can see that. You soak the fruit in tea and a cup of tea. So I've got there an American cup. So you'd have a cup of tea and 12 ounces of any dried fruit, which is quite good, and a cup of sugar. So you do that, and that's been soaking, and you soak that overnight, and then to that you add 2 cups of a bit messy. 2 cups of self-raising flour. Now, if you haven't got self-raising, you can always use ordinary flour and put a bit of bicarb in. That's what I sometimes do. But we've got some self-raising, which is there we are. Nothing like a bit of a bit more of that went all over the place. There we are. So 2 cups of self-raising flour, and there we are, and 3 ounces of walnuts, broken walnuts. I haven't got broken walnuts, so we've got the walnuts there. Get a rolling pin. Good old. That's what to do. It's really good. It makes you feel great. 3 ounces. So we've got 3 ounces there. Try and get that now. There we are. And then an egg. Then you just put the egg in, and it's the simplest recipe ever, isn't it? I mean, really. There we are. It's surprising how it works. Put those in there. Put that in there. Yeah. Great. So there's that. And like I said, you need to and then you need an egg. So let's get an egg. Haven't got any eggs. Well, there we are. That's a classic example of why you should make sure you've got all your ingredients before starting. But luckily, we live in London, so we know that we've got a shop around the corner. I haven't got the egg, so you only need 1 egg, just 1 egg, and you plonk it in. Quite a hard egg. Make sure it's okay. There we are, and you put it in like that. Ah, great. And while you do that, while you mix it all together, you put your oven on to. There we are. You put your oven on for 160. Make sure you've got a parent with you, or a responsible adult, and because it's always very, you've got to be careful with ovens. And what we need to do, what we need to do, we need to mix this up. We mix it all up, the egg and everything. It's very simple. Oops, a bit messy. There we are. And you mix it all up together. That's got such a simple recipe. You just mix it all up, make sure it's all mixed in nicely, but not too much. You don't want to kind of over mix it until you get a kind of nice. Oh, look at that! All the tea, and it doesn't taste the tea actually. Funny enough. Remember Sarah, our old administrator? She used old grey tea once to soak them. There we are. Look at that. She gets to that constituency. You see that? So good, isn't it? There we are. And it's surprising how much that goes into a cake. You can almost feel it now. There we go. Right. And what you want to do, you want a loaf tin. This is a loaf tin. And I always find putting greaseproof paper makes it easier. Line it with greaseproof paper, and you put your mixture in there like that. So Oh, there we go. And get it all out the mixture out with a spatula or a nice spoon. There we are. Great. And last little bit. There we are. That is fantastic. Mix that up like that. Oh, the dogs, I can hear the dogs coming down. They think it's their time for their food, I think. Hello, Willow. I think it's your food time. There we are. Great. So we make sure that's okay. I always feel that you need to get absolutely everything out. You don't, of course. I always feel that you can miss out if you. There we are. Good. So there we are. We put it in there like that, and then we put it in the oven. You put it in there for, can you believe, for an hour? So we've got to put it in the oven for an hour. So I'm going to just open that up, put it in there. We wait. Well, hello. It's been an hour. I suppose we better check the ovens, shouldn't we? Let's just see. Here we go. Oh, there we go. Oh, no. Look at that. Do you know what? To be perfectly frank, you can't go wrong with this recipe. My dear old mum, rest her soul. It's a great recipe. You can see it online. It's on our. But let's have a look at that. That's a fantastic cake. Look at that. Bracknell Geordie bread, tea bread. Isn't that great? It's fantastic. Baking, there's nothing like baking, you know, friends. And of course, this week is the most important week of the Christian year, Holy Week. That's why it's called Holy Week, as we lead up to Easter, the wonderful promises of the Easter promises that are given to us through Jesus, and we follow Jesus in his passion. And of course, we kind of recall on Passover and that on Maundy Thursday, the disciples kind of think back about when from their heritage, when the Israelites baked. They baked unleavened bread to take with them, to tarry, so they wouldn't have time for it to rise, like my superb bread, Geordie bread there. So it's a great time for baking. And of course, people used to bake and make wonderful simnel cakes, and it was a real time of baking. This week we're so lucky. Jesse has put up on the resources, on the family resources page, and also on the page for Holy Week, a baking recipe for Holy Week every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so that you can get baking. I hope you join in. I'm going to do some of the recipes. I'm really looking forward to it. And you know, as you bake, just remember that this is the most important week of the Christian year, a time when Christ journeys to the cross for us, for you and me, and dies for you and me, and rises, just like my cake, rises, not in an hour, but 3 days later. God bless, keep well, and I'm not going to say Happy Easter till next week. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.